Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Today we are talking about gift card marketplace. So thank you for joining me. I hope this works. I'm still learning how to use YouTube. Uh, Send me a message if it sounds weird, if you can't hear anything, if something's wrong with it. I don't know. Let me check one more thing. Oh, okay. Oh, there's people here. I didn't know. Sorry, I was just talking for nothing. Okay. Ah, okay. All right. So, um, I have some stuff to show you, stuff to tell you. First of all, how's everyone? Thank you for joining me. Um, don't forget to do the likes and all that. I'm on my way. I'm working with YouTubes. You'll see. 151 subscribers. I'm almost there. 3,000 hours viewed. I need 4,000. So I'm working on it. I'm working on it. That way I can give more of these things for free because YouTube will pay me. Anyway, so let's talk. Let's talk. I want to talk about the gift card marketplace. So a lot of you, the ones who are probably watching, are probably the ones who have purchased gift cards for me, and I'm very appreciative of that. You've probably noticed in my group, the duck-deals.com, that a lot of times I don't find deals. I wait for you to do that work for me. That's a little unusual for most so-called aggregators, those who have many aggregatees or runners go out and buy gift cards for them. Usually, when you buy the gift cards for me, I'll pay you at cost almost always. I don't ever do below cost unless it's like some weird thing going on. And of course, the whole goal is for you to get lots of points and miles so that you can stay in these fabulous hotels and fly first class around the world for free, just like the duck does. So basically, you're doing what's so-called manufactured spend. You're spending, but it's not real spend. And when I pay you back, you're you move on with your life, and you don't really make money off of that transaction. You make money off the back end, of course, on the points and miles that come from the credit card that you used, the spend, or maybe some kind of bonus or something like that. So that's what's really exciting about this. But in order to do this, it doesn't work obviously with everything. You can't go to your local Piggly Wiggly and buy just some random Chili's gift card for $100 and expect me to pay that. I'm not. That's why it's called Duck Deals, because there has to be a deal behind it. There has to be some kind of special um, something interesting about it that I can take that gift card and sell it on the marketplace. You could sell it on the marketplace too. You don't need me. I'm just here as a medium because I obviously have been doing this for years and years and years, and I have special rates, and so I can make the transaction more seamless. So anyway, so the point of what we're talking about here today, and feel free to send a comment or a message or something. It's hard for me to see them in real time, but I'll see them eventually. Anyway, the reason we have you here is to help find these deals. How do we find them? So you'll probably notice people in my group chat are always finding like the best deals, and they're always on top of them. And really they should be, because if they want to get this spend, they've got to find the deals too. And like I said, it used to be that I had a deal o the day. Um, I rarely do that now. I'm so busy. I'm in Vegas. I'm all over the place. So I really depend on you to find these deals for me. And what I'm going to teach you here today is how to find them and how to vet out the ones that I probably won't want. So let's talk about that. And also, like I said, it's not just about me. It's good for you to learn this. Maybe one day you want to be an aggregator. Excuse me. Maybe you want to enter the gift card marketplace yourself, or maybe you have some gift cards and you're gonna sell them on eBay or something, and you don't know what rate you should get. Excuse me. So we'll talk about that, just in general, what the marketplace is like, the do's and don'ts, things not to waste your time on. Of course, during the year, as you see something, I will entertain everything. I will look at everything you send me. I may not be able to buy it, and I'll tell you why. And you probably see me say this a lot in the group chat of the DuckDeals. I'll say something like, "Oh, the market's flooded, but thanks anyway," something like that. And usually I don't even have to really look at the market. I know, because I've been entrenched in it every day. I'm buying and selling gift cards. It's one of the things that I do, is the gift card resale. It's not as big as maybe the Amazon or the Vegas stuff, but it certainly is there. And it's something I do when I'm, bored on a transcontinental flight, or stuck in the Centurion Lounge or something like that. It's a fun little exercise for me to do on my laptop, wherever I am. So that's the good thing about it. And note what I just said, wherever I am. The important thing to understand about the gift card market is that it evolves and it changes. Right now, there really is very little market for physical gift cards, a card that can only be used in store. Very, very little market for that. So if maybe you're telling me, sorry, that you want me to buy some weird gift card for this local eatery that down the block, and even though it's kind of small, it's very popular, and people are going to want that gift card, especially at 30% off or something like that, I'll still probably say no, because it may not have an online presence. That card might not be able to be loaded onto a phone app, or it can't be used online to pre-order for pickup or something like that. So everything really needs to be online capable. And the way I deal with gift cards, I almost never see them in person. I almost never have them. It's all digital. It's a code and a pin. That's what I want, the code and the pin. If I can't get the code and the pin, or if I can't sell the code and the pin, resell it. Sorry, I'm drinking this sparkling water, and it's got me all bubbly. If I can't resell that, then there's little point in entertaining that card, no matter what the value is. Because I'm not going to drive across, the country and hand someone a gift card so that they can use it. I need to be able to do it fast, online, while I'm traveling, that sort of thing. And so that's sort of one of the don'ts to do is that to understand that this is the market we're in now, which is almost all digital. So let's talk about that. Okay. So in this digital market, there are some cards which I will always want, and you should scribble them down. I mean, if you see them at a discount, um, I'll probably want them. Now, the lowest discount we're probably ever going to go is 10%. Okay. Um, so, I mean, there have been historically some opportunities where it's more than that. Uh, Probably Best Buy was one of the big ones, where people would buy them close to 100%, the aggregators, but they were also maybe buying some fuel rewards on the side, and it wasn't really quite 100% was what they were doing. And those were different cases. Those cards weren't always used on the resale market. They were often used in actual purchases. And sometimes that's a good thing. For my Amazon work, occasionally I will need a gift card in order to bypass certain restrictions. That's kind of a plus about gift cards is if a retailer has a lot of restrictions on buying something, like let's just say a new PlayStation or a new sneaker at Nike or something like that, well, they may say that they're going to limit some some customers or something like that to maybe only two or three. But if I have a gift card and my grandma's home address, they can't really track me that same way as they can track someone who's using their own credit or debit card to make the purchase online. So I wouldn't have that same limit or restriction. So, in that sense, if the sneaker or the PlayStation is valuable enough, I might be willing to pay close to 100% for a gift card. And that's what some of the other resellers do. There's no magic behind it. They'll do it because they have something that even 1 or 2% is it's still going to make a big difference. It's still going to be important to get the card. Now, what I'm going to be talking about today is purely the resale market. So, not like a special, oh, you buy me this Best Buy card for 98, and I'll pay you 98% because I'm going to buy a PlayStation. I don't do that. If you know the kind of Amazon that I do, it's candies and chocolates and, ketchups and stuff like that. So I don't really need gift cards for that because these things cost 30 cents. But different kind of retailers, different kind of so-called retail arbitrage people, they probably will be doing that and will be interested in any gift card at any rate. So that's something to think about. But that's not what we're going to talk about. Today we're going to talk about the marketplace. So you probably, if you, while I was setting up this live stream, I was I was playing a game. I was playing in a slot machine. It's a fake one. It's a so-called social slot machine. Um, I'm not allowed to gamble in Texas, but I do love my games, even if they're fake with fake money, um, because that's what I do. My favorite words in the English language are the market floor, um, or the trading floor. If you like, if you're a person who has a proclivity for stocks or selling things on eBay or Amazon or gift cards or even casinos. I view them as a sort of trading floor. You go there, you're gambling money no different from a Wall Street trader. And maybe you'll win, maybe you'll lose, you'll hedge your whatevers, and then you'll hopefully have a lot of fun. So when I'm in some nice hotel or whatever, and I turn on my laptop, I suddenly am on the trading floor. And that's what this gift card stuff is, the retail market, the one we're talking about today. It's welcome to the trading floor. This is all a game. You're here with lots of vendors. You may not see them, you may not know them, and we have our product. And this is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and there are so many gift cards out there you would not believe. And they don't all just it's not as simple as, oh, I'm going to sell a little I don't know, Roblox gift card, and maybe someone's little old grandma's going to buy it for their kid. That's almost never the actual case. There are bulk resellers and bulk buyers, okay? So the ones who are, so when you sell me a gift card, let's say it's Roblox or something like that, um, I, or Lowe's or something like that, I put it out on the market. I put a whole bunch of them out, obviously, millions and millions of dollars worth. And people buy them. But a lot of the people who buy them aren't just your run of the mill people, they're bulk buyers. And so the marketplace is dominated sort of by us. And there's a little charm around it that maybe, some people actually buy them for real purposes. But that's not really the reality. So try to imagine what this looks like, because there is no physical trading floor for this. There's no bell, there's no slot machine, there's nothing. So you have to have it in your head where you are. So we are at the trading floor. The bell has rung, the duck is awake and ready to go. The gift card marketplace works 24/7, holidays, weekends, the way the good Lord intended. Always, always, always. Never, ever stops. And I am busy all the time working on it. And I mean, why wouldn't I be? And what's not to love about it? I mean, it's being out there and making money everywhere, making bets. There's risk, obviously, but for the most part, we make safe bets, just like you would with the stock market or something like that. So I'm going to tell you right now some of the ones that I pretty much always want. And these are going to be at the best rate I usually give, which is 90%. Like I said, this is the gift card marketplace. I'm not going to be using them for retail arbitrage or anything like that. So 90% is it's a very, very, very fair deal. So we're talking Nike, Apple, Amazon, Home Depot, Walmart, maybe eBay too. Those are my favorites. I love them. They are so-called good all day long. Maybe only a few times a year for the past decade have they not been good. So it's a pretty safe bet that I'll take something like that. So let's just say you have one more day at the end of your gift card, your credit card welcome bonus that says, oh, you have to spend this much, $5,000 in 90 days, and then you'll get a bonus. And let's just say you've been lazy the whole time, or you haven't been looking, and all of a sudden you only have like 2 more days left, and you're like, well, what do I do? There are no promos. Well, push comes to shove, find something for me, and I'll give you 90% for it. Hopefully there will be a deal, and there usually are. Right now there's a deal at Target for Apple. So that'll give about 90%. So do it. Just do it. That'll get you your spend, and then you'll make all of your millions and all of your whatevers and welcome bonuses, and you'll be very, very happy. And that's what I want. I want you to be happy. So do that. So, like I said, those are the ones, and write that down. Like I said, Apple, Nike, Amazon, Home Depot, Walmart. They're what you'd expect. And these days, Xbox too, probably, because Xbox is no longer as prevalent as it used to be. So, and eBay too. So they kind of change from time to time, but pretty much always those big ones, Nike, Apple. I mean, for years and years and years, I've been buying them at 90%, and I don't really see that changing anytime soon. I Also, we need to talk a little bit about denominations. There's a difference between a $500 gift card and a $25 gift card. So sometimes I might take a deal, but only if it's a certain denomination. And a lot of it comes with logic. So if we're talking gaming or streaming gift cards, the smaller, the better. Okay. We're talking maybe Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, Roblox, and even Apple, something that can be small. You have to think now, these are probably not going to be purchased by those bulk buyers that I had mentioned earlier, except for Apple, because Apple can be used to buy iPads and stuff like that. So these would actually be for people streaming, because they don't really have a tangible product that they get with these. These are kind of the exception, and we want them to be small. No one's mom is gonna let their kid buy $1,000 Roblox gift card or something like that. So just kind of use some logic there. Would someone want that? Now, if it's something that can be used for sort of bulk items, something exciting, maybe contractors, then we're talking 500s. We're talking Home Depots. I want 500s. That's and if you have like a 25 or something, I wouldn't be able to pay 90% for that, because no one really wants those. I don't know what people are using them for, but they want them big. Okay. Nike too. You probably know how expensive these shoes are. And sometimes when you're trying to purchase shoes or items at Best Buy or something, it may limit you to at most 3 gift cards at a time. All right. And so what are you going to do? Pay for the latest, sneaker with 3 $10 Nike gift cards? And then that's it? And then the rest you have to spend on your own credit card? No. What you want are 500s in that case. You want big ones. So those will be the more enticing cards, the ones that I would want. I wouldn't be able to offer a really good rate for a small gift card in that case, for a small denomination. So you have to think about that. Travel as well is a high one. So when people are traveling, they don't want a $20 Southwest Airlines gift card. What are they going to do with that? Pay for, a half of a dog seat or something like that. That wouldn't work. People want 500s. Airbnb, no one's going to rent one toilet. They're going to rent a house. So we want 500s. 500s, big. Travel is big. Big construction, big sneakers, that sort of thing. Those should be big. Best Buy, those large items that people buy, things that can be resold, electronics, those should be big. Streaming should be small. So that's something to think about. So now let's peruse how you can find some of these things. So let me try and figure this out. Okay, I hope you can see this screen. Well, I think you can because I have another thing here proving it to me. Is it? Do I see it? Yes, there it is. Okay, good. All right, so I recommend giftcardreport.com. Um, they are a good place to start your day, looking at what might be the good deals for the day. Um, Not a lot of them are exciting. I mean, look at this, the first thing you see. What do you see? You see a bunch of 10% discounts. That means if you bought them, I would pay you 90% for them, right? But these aren't really 90% cards. Fandango isn't 90%. Jiffy, sometimes Uber can be during the year, but it's not one of those that's all day long, like I had mentioned. It's not a Nike, it's not an Apple, it's not a Home Depot, it's not Walmart, it's not Amazon. So you could just look at this right now and know that none of those are good at Best Buy, okay? Um, uh, BJ's Wholesale is a big one. I'm not even, don't even look at Disney for 5%. What it like that's it's not worth that, like I said. Because you have to understand that when I resell, there's also commissions that have to be paid to the resale market. So this wouldn't cover the commissions. A good place to estimate it. I can never say what my commissions are. I usually have to sign things for that. But for most bulk resellers, I'd say a good place to estimate is somewhere between 6 and 7%. So in this case, they would make nothing from this Disney one. Cinemark, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a niche place. Bass Pro Shop, I mean, really should be closer to 20. Regal, this might be something, but I happen to know that Regal cards sell very slowly, and I don't want to hold them or so-called float them forever. Restaurant.com is a very weird thing. It has to sort of be converted. There are a lot of conversion cards too, like the Treat Yourself, Yay You, Make a Wish. They're usually pretty good, but I mean, we want to see them, 20% or something like that. Some of these can actually be converted into Home Depot, but not these. Not Treat Yourself, not Yay You, not Make a Wish. Habitat for Humanity can be. And there used to be another one like Happy Father's Day sometimes would have a Home Depot involved in it somewhere. So sometimes you have to look. You may not. This could be like a Home Depot. This Treat Yourself. I think that's maybe a Grubhub or something. It could be converted into that. But Grubhub would need to be 15% on the market right now, and this is only 13. So that's not going to work. DoorDash, it's had its times during the years. Now we're looking at Kroger, but not now. So, who's going to buy it? This Big Lot ones actually sounds pretty good. IHOP, no. Ace Hardware needs to be closer to 20%. This one I'm liking. Kroger. No, I'm not liking this. $5 bonus is different from $5 off. Remember that. Sometimes they kind of trick you and you're like, oh, $5 bonus. And then you have to do all this like linear algebras. And you realize, oh, that's not really 10% at all. That's like they said, it's closer to 9.1. So no, that's not a good Google Play. But there is another Google Play right now at Safeway. where you get a whole bunch of points that is actually sort of equal to 10% cash back. So when it's an equivalent to something like that, I would say go for that one. So go for the one at Albertsons Safeway right now, and I'll pay you 90% for it. That's a good deal. This one, not so much. My Gift Cards Plus. That's always fun. During the year, you'll see a lot of 20%, a lot of 15s, a lot of 20s. I want the 20s. Look here, Jiffy Lube, like I said, this will probably be the kind where you really need it to be a physical card. No one's going to go get a tune-up and then say, oh, can I, pay you with the code that I have on my phone that I bought from the Duck. Like that's just hear yourself saying that. That's probably not going to work. So I really can't do much with that one. DSW throughout the year, that one could be pretty good. 15% off. Right now, I wouldn't say anything less than 20, but that could work. So when you click on these, it'll take you to their site, 15% DSW. And sometimes it's not really a full 15%, as you probably know. Like in this case, they're going to give you 1,500 swag bucks for every $100 gift card, e-gift card that you buy. You sell the gift card to me, and then a day or two later, you'll get these swag butts. And they have to kind of tell you and do the math for you and say, that's actually like 15% cash back. So, if it's equivalent, then, I say do it. You can use those swag bucks later and turn them into PayPal cash or vanilla gift cards. So it in that sense does become like that. So I'm just showing you sort of how to find these deals. Newegg, Newegg's pretty good, especially if you're converting cryptocurrency like I do a lot. You're trying to get rid of a crypto. You can buy something on Newegg and convert it that way, especially with a discount. You could make some money off of it. PlayStation really needs to be closer to 15%. Roblox, 6%. That's no. Just no. Krispy Kreme, I don't think so. Chipotle, it's had its times, but never like 10%. It needs to be more. PayPal Digital Gift. And these are all the kind of places that you should just kind of be checking every day. Some of these websites, these deal finders, they don't always find them right away. Or like here that, they're not even mentioning, like if you look down here, they're not even mentioning the deal at Target with that deal might actually be over now that it's Monday. So that's probably why they're not mentioning it, the Google one. But sometimes you'll find something before they do. Like they're not even mentioning Costco at all in here. So that's something that I like to peruse. So here I am at Costco. Also, you should just know some of your history. Back in, November, I was buying Southwest Airlines gift cards, 500 for $430. So that was a good deal because that was almost like 15% or something like that. But this one, they're excited about it. They're saying it's at the top of the banner of Costco. They're saying Southwest is back, a 500 gift card for $450. So that's only 10%, and that's not good enough. They've had it. Sam's had it at a $500 gift card for $400. So that was 20% off. In other words, that was an 80% gift card. That was exciting. 80% is exciting, 85% is exciting, but I didn't say Southwest is a 90% card. I think someone actually even posted in my group, hey, what do we think about Southwest right now? And then they quickly deleted it, which was wise because they probably did the math and said, oh, the Duck is never going to go for this. This isn't Nike. This isn't Home Depot. This isn't Walmart. This isn't. It's Southwest is still great, but it's not a top tier one, and it has no business calling itself selling itself for 10% off. No. So just do a search every day. Find them before the other people do. Getting there first is a huge deal in the gift card market. You want to be there first. You want your cards out there because as soon as you do, as soon as those other websites start to talk about it, then all of a sudden everyone's got them. And then they so-called flood the market. And then I don't want them anymore. So it's useless. You want to be first, the early bird, all that. I'm looking here. What kind of cards do we have? Nutrisystem is good sometimes. I'll ask for those a few times a year. Not right now. See, Cinemark, it seems to be around 40% everywhere. We saw it elsewhere. What do we have? Papa John's. Well, if you know the history, then you'll know a few weeks ago, Papa John's was at 70. So why would I want it at 80 now? Especially now that the market is completely obliterated. Is there anything else? Movies. Showing cards. All right, here's a good one. Right here, this little bad boy here. Instacart at 80%. Very good deal. Very good deal right now. That's definitely something you should be buying right now. And of course, it is on my website as something that I want. During the year, there will be a lot of times where Instacart's 10% off. There will be a lot of times where it's 15% off. But when it's 20% off like this, that's very good. And not to mention the fact that you will, in addition to your credit card points, if you have Costco executive membership, your overall account will also earn an additional separate 2% just for making this purchase. So you will make money off of this in addition to whatever miles or points you're also getting. This is a very good deal. Limit 2 per membership, so they're hard to get, okay? And it's a good thing because if there was unlimited, then everyone would have them. The market would be flooded and I wouldn't want them. So sometimes people will tell me something like a deal and I'll say, well, when does it expire? And the right thing to say is tomorrow. The wrong thing to say is, oh, it expires in like 4 months. Like that will do nothing good. No good can come from that because people will just be buying them and then the market will flood and then, it will make no difference what a great deal it is if everyone has one. These, you can't get too many of these. And some people have multiple memberships. Sometimes it resets after a week. No one really knows the algorithm. But I recommend trying on these. Do as many as you can. This is a fabulous deal. Okay. So I just showed you a little bit about how to find some deals. But now I want to talk to you a little bit about how you know if a deal is good, how you'll know if it's good or if it's something that I want. So let me talk about that. So okay. So the whole thing is twofold. First, you have to find a good deal or something that you think is a good deal. Maybe historically you know about it being a good deal. Or maybe you saw it on Gift Card Report. Maybe you saw it at the banner of Costco on their website and you're excited about it. But now you need to talk about, is it really a good deal? How does the market view it? So I'm going to discuss that with you right here on this page on a website called cardcash.com. Okay, cardcash.com is a great place to find how the market is currently reacting. So here we go. Let's say you went online and let's see, Instacart. Let's say Instacart. Let's say you saw that Costco has Instacart at 80%. Okay, so it's 20% off. Okay, so how will that work on the marketplace? Well, Card Cash is the marketplace, right? It's one of the main sites for the marketplace. So what you do is you look in on it. You pretend to buy one, okay? Or you just browse it. So what does it say on Card Cash? Well, it says that for a $100 gift card of Instacart, you'll get 3.5% off, okay? Now, remember what I also said. So if you were to sell this to me, okay, and I were the one selling it on the marketplace. So let's just say you sold me a bunch of Instacart gift cards, right? Well, I'm going to turn around and sell them on Card Cash or at one of these similar places. Now, when I sell it on Card Cash, I'm going to lose 3.5% because I'm selling it to you at that discount. But I'm not just going to lose 3.5%. There's also, let's just say, somewhere between 6 and 7% of that $96.50, right? That I'm also going to lose, that I'll have to pay in commissions to Card Cash. So even if you pay $96.50 or someone on the marketplace pays $96.50 to me after I bought your card from you, I don't get to collect all of that. I might collect $88 or something like that. So, but then you sold it to me for $80, so I've made a modest percentage off of this one. And that's how you know this is a good deal, because everyone wins. You win because you got your miles and then you got your extra 2% on Costco. I win because I made like 8% profit. And the marketplace wins because they collected that between 6 and 7% for me. And then the final buyer, the end user, also got 3% off. So they win too. Everyone wins. This is kind of how you can peruse and see if it's a good deal. Something like that. Let's look at another one, Home Depot. Okay, Home Depot is a little different. Let's say it's a $10 Home Depot. Now remember what I said about Home Depot. This one is 10.1. It's a really bizarre card. It probably was more. It probably was 500 at one time and then got used up a little bit. And now it's down to 10 and someone's trying to sell it. As you can see, there's a very big gap here. Almost 7% is the discount they get. Now, if you sold me your $10 Home Depot gift card, and I tried to sell it on the market, I would lose 6.7%, and I would also lose an additional probably around 6.7% of commissions. And if I bought it from you for 90%, that would make no sense because I would have lost, almost 14%. So I would have lost in this case. So that means I don't want a $10.01 Home Depot gift card. I want a bigger one. So let's try something different here. Let's try a Home Depot. Let's try $100. That's more reasonable, right? Now notice here, I mean, they don't have exactly 100, but notice how the bigger and the better it gets, the smaller the discount. In this case, I probably would win. I wouldn't on this actually because it needs to be like another percent. But I wonder if they have $500 ones. Probably not. They don't have any. But as they get bigger, the percentage gets smaller and they become more valuable. So that's kind of what I'm trying to explain about certain cards like that. I may want them, but they would have to be big. Another great place is raise.com. That's probably the number one place to buy gift cards. And it's definitely a great indicator of what the market is. So we're looking here. Remember I said how great Walmart is? Walmart's just fantastic. So if you sell me a Walmart gift card at 90%, which is what I'd want, and then I sold that Walmart gift card at, here it says there's a 1% discount, so I would sell it at 99% to someone and they will buy it, right? They love those Walmart cards. So they'll buy it. Let's say I lose a little in commissions. I'm still coming out on top. I still make like 2 or 3% profit. So this is a yes. This I want. This you don't even have to ask me. Just buy it and then ask me later. Okay? Uber, like I said, Uber's had its good times in the year, but right now at almost 7%, it's not so good. Lowe's is okay, but Lowe's is not Home Depot. Airbnb, look at this. Look at this. Airbnb is very nice right now. 2% off. I bought, how many of those did I buy during, I was going to say Black Friday. On Black Friday, I bought those, I bought them at $500, but it was buy $500 Airbnb gift card and get $75 Best Buy gift card and then bundle the two, so I paid $500 for both of those. As you can imagine, that was quite the windfall. Airbnb is, sometimes you'll see it at 85 or even 80% on sams.com. So if I bought a whole bunch of those and then just held them, because at the time it was probably, the market had been flooded, but if I had held them, then the profit would have been pretty amazing if I sold them right now, which I'm doing. Very exciting cards in here. Jiffy Lube. No one wants Jiffy Lube. Look at that terrible percent. Don't even tell me about Jiffy Lube. I don't know why we're even talking about it. Home Depot, it's seen its better days. Usually its percentage is around 3. So I'm not really too excited about Home Depot. Obviously, there's a bunch. I know there was a Cheers for You deal from Target, and that's what's brought the value down. Amazon. Oh my God. Love, 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 love Amazon. You don't even have to ask me. Look at this rate. 1%. Sell it to me for 90. Sell it to me for 91. I'll throw it in there just because you were subscribed. I'll give you an extra $1 because I'm going to make so much money over this thing. I just love the Amazons. Amazon, loving it, loving it, loving it. I don't want to hear about Belk right now. Michaels, I don't want to hear about it. JCPenney, not too bad, not too bad. We're talking 85. And you can kind of see, there's kind of like a ratio, and I'll tell you about, here's the general ratio. If you see a card between 1 and 3%, and it's an exciting card, it's one that people are actually going to want. Sometimes you'll see a whole bunch of cards at 0% because there's only one card on the market and no one wants it. Okay, that's different. If it's a card that there's a whole bunch, there's a lot of interest in, and you can tell, I mean, JCPenney, everyone's going to go to JCPenney. If it's between 1 and 3%, then I'll give you 90. Okay? If it's between 4 and 6, 85. If it's between 7 and 13, 80. And everything else is just too weird to even talk about. So think about that ratio that I just told you. Belk. What did I just say? I said if it's between 7 and 13%, I'll give you 80. So if you're looking at Belk and you're asking me, will you buy it for 85%? You already know, you don't even have to ask. The answer is no. But many times throughout the year, Belk.com will have a deal where they'll say, buy a $100 gift card at 20% off. So buy them for 80. So then you know that's so when you see that deal and then you compare it to the marketplace, something like Card Cash or Raise.com, and you look at this number, you'll say this is something the duck will say yes to because it's within that range. It's within that those range, not ratios, but I'm what they are as ranges. So you'll say, I know this is a really good deal. The duck will want this because it's not quite 13%. It's getting there. Texas Roadhouse, I buy a bunch of these. Grubhub, I buy a bunch of those. Grubhub, what did I say? Is it between 4 and 6? 7, 13? Well, this one is a little, I can play around with Grubhub. Grubhub goes in and out throughout the year. This is a good 85%er right here. I'll pay 85%. And there was a deal, 2 weeks ago on Staples. Buy a $100 Grubhub for $85. If you looked at this and you'd probably know, and if that was probably 5% or something 3 weeks ago when that deal from Staples came around. Now the market is sort of it's falling a little bit because there's too many of these, but at the time it was probably a very good deal. Papa John's, there was a deal. What was it? 70%, something like that. From Sam's, or was it? No, it was Costco, and so that's a good deal. Or 80%. Was it 80%? I think it was just 80%. Maybe it was 70. I don't know. Maybe it was 75. I don't know. Even 80% is kind of okay, but I don't want that many of them because obviously there's a lot of people doing with this one as well. Okay. IHOP. I think we saw somewhere on gift card report. What did it say on gift card report? Someone was buying IHOP, right? So if you're looking in here, who's selling the IHOPs? I can't even remember. Oh, yeah. So Kroger's doing a deal, as you see. $10 off of a $50 IHOP. So that's a 20% off. But is that going to cut it on the market? So it sounds like a good deal. So you're probably going to ask me, Duck, do you want it? But before you ask me, you're going to look here. And you're going to remember that range I told you, where it really needs to be between 7 and 13. But this is an 18% discount, which means the market is flooded. There's too many of them. And if I were to buy them from you, I would lose money. And the duck never loses money ever. So this is a big no. Nerf. This is not a good one. And that's how you know. That's how you'll know. Buffalo Wild Wings, 85% no, 20% yes. Instacart, 85% no, 20% yes. Look at those numbers. That's how you get it. That's because it's in that range that I mentioned. Krispy Kreme, don't even talk to me. I don't want to hear it. Don't even say those words. So I hope I've shown you today how I figure these things out. And I hope you have a little of a better idea of where these numbers come from. And I hope you understand that when I say, and I try to be as nice as I can, oh, I'm sorry, I can't take it. I'm not making it up. You can see it for yourself. Just go onto the market or go onto one of the coupons or discount sites and just see and compare it for yourself. There's a reason why a card may be exciting in 1 month and then the next month no one wants it because it's been completely obliterated on the market. Or Also try to take some of the history involved with it too, if you remember, or do a search on DuckDeals. Just so if there's a deal like Papa John's, then type in Papa John's in the DuckDeals chat, and look through and do the history, see the history. If I asked for it 2 weeks ago at 75%, then it's very unlikely that this week I would want to do 85%, because the market could have become flooded, and it's just not exciting anymore. And I'm still sort of reconciling my way through all of those cards that I got at the earlier 75%, something like that. So that's how I make these decisions. That's how I am. Oh, there's a question here. Yeah, so if you have any questions, ask me now, because it's been about an hour. But here's a good question. Why are rates, from Natasha? Thanks, Natasha, for joining. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Why are rates between different gift card buyers so varied? Like the card bay seems to be consistently lower than everyone, and some other group seems to be higher than everyone. How come? Well, as I had mentioned earlier, there are some groups that don't necessarily resell on the resale market. So they could be taking these gift cards and selling them directly to another individual. Perhaps there are some overseas groups that would love to have Apple cards because they can't they can't get them in their country, or they may even be banned or something like that. So they can probably offer better rates. And also, there are different tiers of gift card resellers. So if you've been doing it for a very long time, like let's just say, I'm sure the card bay is great, but let's just say they offer a low level. I don't really know anything about their business model, but they may not be a top tier reseller, which means they won't get like between or 6 or 7%, something like that. They may get 10%. That's usually where bulk resellers start. I don't know that. That's just conjecture. But if they're getting it, and what I mean by that is a 10% commission. If they're having to pay that, that means that they can only offer you a lower amount. Now, if you go with the Duck, I always have very competitive deals, but that's because I've been doing this for years and years and years, and I have obviously reached, with millions of sales, the highest levels that there are on the various different platforms. So that's one reason. And also some groups, maybe, I'm not saying that any of these are, but they may want to make more profit. And that's a good thing too. Sometimes they may, like if they looked at Airbnb, they may still want to give you 80% for that, just because they know they'll make more money. Or they may think that you have no other options, but of course you have the Duck, and I would probably pay you more than that, maybe up to 90, because if you just look at the marketplace, I could afford to do that. So yeah, different groups have different ways of liquidating their cards and reselling them. And also different groups have different rates. No two are alike. They're usually not allowed to say, but once you get to the higher tiers, it's probably up to like 5% commission, which means, or like 5.5, I think is probably the best that's offered, which means that's why they will offer you the biggest, the highest amount, because they have the lowest commission rate due to long amount of time, few errors, and obviously millions and millions of dollars that they have helped the marketplace get. So, and that's a really good question. If you want to be getting out there and maybe start your own bulk resale, you'll have to pay your dues. So you'll start maybe 12% commissions, maybe 10% as you get better. And over time, you too could probably get up into that 5.5%, something like that, from the different platforms because you've just done so well and you've provided so many gift cards over time, stuff like that. Did anyone else have any questions? I hope that answered it. But yeah, you'll see different rates. Although some of them will start to look similar, and a lot of them, like me, will just be the you're going to break even. It'll be paid at cost, whatever you paid, and sometimes, and I know this for myself. Sometimes I don't want a card, so but I don't want to say no, like because I don't want to break anyone's heart. So I'll just say like a really horrible rate to kind of discourage someone from selling me this card. And sometimes they'll just give them to me anyway, and it makes me feel so bad. It's like, oh, okay. And but like I said, that horrible rate would still be what it was at cost. No lower than that, in my opinion. But sometimes it's almost laughable. But yeah, I mean, no one's forcing you to pay those or anything like that, or to buy those cards. It's just if you want to, and there's always other deals, and there's always there's new up and coming aggregators. I've met a few really good ones. I can give you good recommendations. I've met some not so good ones, and it can get kind of cutthroat out there, and sometimes they can really undercut each other and drive the price down really brutally to the point where only they can be the ones to sell. They still haven't met the duck. That doesn't bother me at all. I'm happy. I wait forever on a card, and I'm happy to make 0.1% in profit. You don't scare me at all if you're trying to outbid me. Yeah, it's fun, and as you get used to it, you sort of know. So when someone mentions a card, at this point, and I'm not unique in this matter, and most of the people in my group are also like this. They'll know right away that it's just a good deal, and just go for it. And some people don't even ask me, and they should ask me if it's something like that. But yeah, so I hope that gave you a good idea of where these ideas come from. They're not arbitrary. They're based on mathematics. They're based on a market. Okay. Who are the best aggregators? Which are the ones to avoid? Well, the duck is the best aggregator, obviously. The ones to avoid are the ones who aren't the duck. I think that's that's probably a good one. No, 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 no. I don't know. You'll find a lot of these. I'd say go to the website. What was it? Miles Earn and Burn. That one. Go to that website. It has and search for gift card resellers, and it has a list. I can't remember off the top of my head. That's a good website. I let me see what that one says. milesearnandburn.com. Yes. So I recommend going to that site, Miles Earn and Burn. It lists the best ones. Obviously, this isn't just gift cards. You can do retail as well. Remember I mentioned that. And like I said, some of these gift card resellers will take what they do and move those cards to retail arbitrage, which will allow them a higher percentage. I recommend Gift Card Arbitrage Club with Eugene. He's really great. Someone had mentioned the Card Bay. I don't really know anything about these. Obviously, I don't deal with anyone else. DuckDeals is a really great one. It's probably the best. So that would be a great place to start searching, and sort of read different blogs, Reddit, that sort of thing, and people will tell you what take it from word of mouth, who are reliable groups, and that should help you on your journey, and I hope it does. Let's see, Here for Points. Hey, Here for Points, welcome. Thank you for asking a question. How do you deal with the gift card fraud issues when reselling on the market? Oh, okay, that's a good question. Well, a lot of what we do, right, depends on trust. Now, if you are in the whole gift card, credit card, manufactured spend world, like I am, and there's a whole group of it, just go on to reddit.churning or whatever, then you'll understand that the most important thing is trust. And so trust is very valuable. The people that I've worked with for a long time. I have a wait list to get into my group. And so I really value the runners that I have, the duck dealers, so to speak, because I know I can count on them to be consistent and to provide good cards. And so, there will be typos, there will be mistakes. That's just normal. And I'm very forgiving about that. But I'll work together with the duck dealer to find out what, to fix those problems. And I just really have to trust them. And so, I trust everyone who's in my group, trust them with my life, and they're wonderful people. Now, in addition to that, sometimes cards go out into the marketplace. Now, the marketplace actually has their own customer service who sort of look into those things. These cards a lot of times can be traced to who used it. And so sometimes, let's just say someone tries to do a fraud on a Nike card or something, and I sold it to them. Well, maybe Card Cash or whoever ended up with it, maybe their end user said, oh, this card was used by the duck already. But then they check the card and see that it was used in Vermont, which is where the buyer was, and not in Texas, which is where I am. And so sometimes they can go through and say, actually, no, that is not a true claim, and we will side with the duck in this case. Obviously, from time to time, I'll probably lose a little bit. In the grand scheme of things, it's not anything to really worry about. I consider it just writing it off as a small cost of doing business. If it was really, really bad and all the cards I sold are constantly having fraud or being returned or something, then I wouldn't be in this business. And so I think it's relatively safe, and I don't really worry too much about it. Here's another question. How do you get the crypto you use on Newegg? How do I get the crypto? Well, you can buy crypto. One thing is, if you are traveling in Vegas or somewhere where they allow online gambling, sometimes you might want to cash out your winnings, and they'll do it through crypto if you want it fast. And so if all of a sudden you have hundreds or thousands of dollars of crypto and you want to get rid of them, a great place is Newegg. Newegg or eGifter. So it's really great. You just go in there to buy the gift card, and then you sort of make a little more money off of it. And I call it a triple gambled dollar. So if I started out at an online casino, I'm gambling with that money, right? And then I cash it out, and then I turn it into crypto, and then I'm gambling it again on that trading floor, right? Since we're talking about trading floors. And then finally, I take that, I turn it into a gift card on Newegg or eGifter when there's a sale, obviously. And then I gamble with that as well on the gift card market itself. So we're talking $1 that's gone through three different markets. And to me, that's really, really exciting because if one of them loses a little money, then the other two could make up for it. And so, in theory, statistically, I would come out on top. That's just my own little game that I play. But yes, it's possible to do that. And that's a great way to liquidate things. Right now, there's a really fabulous deal on Citibank. It's, what is it? Let me see if I can find it. It was, so if you have a whole bunch of, if you have a whole bunch of thank you points and you're struggling to get rid of them, then you should be on you should be on Citi.com. Okay? And let me see. Well, I can't make it work. Anyway, it's really great. So on Citi.com right now, you could get, what is it? It's like 15% off Apple. Now that is very exciting. And you can just sort of copy and paste those codes, and they're safer than the fraud that usually occurs when you're doing a Target deal with Apple cards. So I recommend doing that. That is a fabulous deal. 15% off an Apple is great. I think it may actually be 90%. I mean, 10%, but even 10% is great too. So, well, I can't show it right now. It does exist. But yeah, I recommend that. Why was I talking about that? Where am I? Where am I? Oh, yes. I was telling you about different ways of liquidating things. So yeah, sometimes it's not necessarily that you want to earn points or whatever, but sometimes you just want to liquidate. So sometimes you just really want to get rid of your cryptocurrency, so you'll turn it into a gift card, which you can sell to me. Or sometimes thank you points or ultimate points, ultimate rewards on Chase. You can buy gift cards with those, and they often go on sale. Okay, next question. Didn't know there'd be so many questions. Matt asks, is DuckDeals just you, or how many people? It is just me. It's just the duck. Actually, I'm part of a larger umbrella group, and that's how I... It's sort of a pass-through LLC, but all of us have our own different ways of doing business. So maybe one person has their own little arbitrage group, or another person just does eBay or Amazon or something. So each of us has our own thing. But the more gift cards we sell, obviously, the better rates we get. So if I'm doing, a few million a year, and then one of the other guys or girls is also doing that, then all of a sudden it expedites us to get to the top echelons of the marketplace. So having help is always recommended. But as for the DuckDeals itself, that's just me. It's my own operation. a lot of that is based on security issues. I mean, I really need staff because sometimes I'm really slow getting around to the cards, and there's a lot that goes into processing a gift card. Each batch takes me like 20 minutes. Um, if I had help, that would be one thing, but also it brings up other issues. Let's say that person's laptop gets you know, gets seen at a library or something, and then someone takes those codes, and then no one knows what happened. So really, when you're dealing with this kind of money and these kind of points and stuff, it's you want to be super super protective of everything and just not spread all of this information out everywhere. Um, so that way I would never have to blame anyone, because if there was a problem with the card, then that problem must have come from me and not one of my staff or something like that. So yeah, that operation is just me. Next question. Crypto stuff sounds, I mean, crypto, yes. I mean, as long as it doesn't come from anything illicit or illegal or anything, there's nothing wrong with anyone can buy some cryptocurrency if they want to, put it in your Coinbase wallet. And you could do that just to have some fun. If you want to play the crypto market, sometimes I do. Sometimes I just buy some crypto just for fun. If I'm seeing that Ethereum is the marketplace for that is really exciting, a little Bitcoin here or there never hurt anyone. Yeah, as long as it's not from illicit anything, then there's really no problem with getting a little crypto here and there, and then turning it into a gift card. It's You can do that. You can buy Chipotle with cryptocurrency. You can you can buy a Tesla with it. It's a lot of fun. And I love your name, Ben's Lover. I also am a Benz lover. If you see my hat, it says the Mercedes. I have a little Mercedes of my own. Very, very, very happy. Next friend. Matt, I watch your casino videos. I think you said you have a Frontier Pass. How much value have you got? Thanks, Matt, for watching my videos. Yes, I have a lot of fun. I do have the Frontier Pass, and I go almost every week from Texas to um, Vegas. Of course, in Vegas, I can do my online gambling, which of course I can turn into cryptocurrency. In Vegas, I can do my sports betting and all my other fun things. I've gotten a lot of value out of it because I run the numbers on each trip that I make to Vegas, and so it doesn't make sense if I've spent 1,000. If you see my videos, I usually win like $100 a day, sometimes 200, and I stop myself there. And you say, well, why would you stop yourself there if you spent $1,000? Well, I didn't spend. I spent nothing to get there because of the Frontier Pass. I've gotten a lot of value out of it. It costs 1 penny each time I want to fly, and I did the math, and so I paid $250 for the season pass of that, and but I took almost 40 trips, each one, each leg, and that was since November, and so each one is only costing a few dollars, and there is a tax each time, like $15, but I put those on the Ritz Carlton card, and that considers them just like a small airline incidental, and so that credit card will waive those up to 300 a year, which was only a couple of $15 ones. So that was a really good deal. So when I go to Vegas, I'm going pretty much free because the hotels comp me. The Frontier flight was free. And so it's okay if I'm only making a couple of $100 there, because it was better than just staying home. Because if the flight is almost free, the hotels are free, why not have fun, go enjoy yourself? The drinks are free, it's great. I highly recommend the Frontier Pass. I'm going to renew it. Now, it especially works if you're in a really good hub, I'd say, because I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and there's a direct flight every day from San Antonio to Las Vegas, and so, and then also the next day there's one that goes, it's direct, it's nonstop, and so that's that's just very valuable. Now, if I live somewhere else and I had to have a whole bunch of stops, and sometimes you look at some of these frontier flights and it's like, oh my gosh, it wants you to go to Denver, and then 12 hours later it'll take you to, so sometimes you may not get a lot of value out of it. But if you're coming back, if it costs nothing, and it's a nonstop, then that's very good value. So I would say, based on your based on your geographic location, it could be very lucrative. Highly recommend it. Another question, do you count your blackjack winnings as a benefit of the past? Uh, no, no, no. But I count um, my overall. I do have it's on the whiteboard over there. When I write my blackjack, um, I do consider, in case there were to be a loss. So every time I go and play blackjack, there's a possibility I could lose up to $635. But um, I count the free hotel stay, the pretty much free flight, the free drinks, um, and any potential earnings from streaming. And I say, you know what, it couldn't be that bad if I do lose. And, for the most part, I don't. And so it ends up working out really well. But as long as, if I had to pay for each flight and pay for the hotel, then I would have to win a lot more in Vegas. And by winning so much more and playing over and over and over again, it increases the chances for a loss, and the loss could be detrimental. And I just want to go and have fun and just win a little. And it's okay if I win a little because it didn't cost anything. So that's why it works out. And that's sort of the benefit that I see of that. Well, it's been so great. I didn't realize there'd be so many questions. If anyone else has any, please feel free to message it or message me anywhere. Or if you have questions, if you're interested in this kind of work, the gift card work, feel free to go to duck-deals.com. There's a wait list, but I can add you to it, and I can get to know you more. And maybe you could be one of the ones who buys for me. And another question. Don't forget to give this duck a like. That's right. Give the duck a like. I don't know how to. There's a heart symbol here. I'm going to put a 100. I don't know what that means. I pressed it, though. Um, don't forget to give the duck a like. Give the duck a like. Do a subscribe. All that stuff. I don't know what the kids say. But yeah, I'm happy to give these talks. If you want to hear of anything else, message me. I do a seminar every 2 weeks. I've been doing it since October. So I used to do them on Zoom or whatever, but now that I'm allowed to stream on YouTube, I'm happy to do it. Anything you want to know about anything, I have a big old list of other topics, and I'm very happy to throw in some more topics. I can't wait to see what we talk about next week. Maybe we'll talk about Frontier. Apparently, everyone likes Frontier. But yeah, so I hope you've learned something. I hope this helped you. Maybe it inspired you. Maybe you want to become an aggregator and sell and make lots of money like the Doug. Or maybe you want to do some retail arbitrage. Maybe you're interested in doing the sneakers. That's a huge deal. People make lots of money from that. And now you'll know sort of how to find those deals on Nike cards or DSW cards or something like that, where you can buy sneakers. And now you'll know where to look and how to measure it against the marketplace, or how to buy a card that might be able to help you in some way. So I live to serve. I'm here to help you. I want you to succeed. Um, just let me know how I can help. And thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to go get my beauty rest. I'm going to head to New Orleans in a few days. I have so much fun there. It's also free on the Frontier Pass. And there's going to be lots of gambling there. Harrah's is great. They have a button where you just press the button and they bring you the drinks that you want, free drinks. It's not one of those states like Indiana or Illinois or Washington where they don't give me a free drink, they just give you a coffee. So it's gonna be so much fun. So I'll be making some new videos, and I'll see you in New Orleans or next place I go. And then, of course, I'll be back in Vegas. Now, I couldn't go to Vegas during all of the Super Bowl stuff because obviously they're not comping anything. But I will be back. So thank you so much for watching. You all have a wonderful night. And go get those gift cards. There's a lot of them out there. Go make those miles. Go travel. Have a wonderful time. Good night.